Alright, I am back with another Destiny 2 video, and this time this is something very specific that is not related to Trials of Osiris directly. I thought I'd take a break from that for videos today, and I wanted to point out something I just realized. I am sure I am not the first person to realize this, and yet I guarantee you this is something that probably 99% of players are not really considering. There is what I will call a high stat armor hack. And by hack, I do not mean literal hack, I just mean like life hack, like something you should consider doing in this current season. I have just remembered to start doing this, and I have already gotten at least one really great piece that I have masterworked. And you can do this 3 times a week because we are going back to Season of the Splicer. As you may recall, each of these last three seasons have the ability to focus tier 3 engrams. This season you can do different stats and focus where it'll have at least some level of a high, I think it's minimum 20 roll in a specific stat, or this time around you can also do guns that will have 3 or 4 perks on them, and then there's a limit of 4 of those a week. This was also true in Season of the Chosen, something similar. There's 3 a week, and Season of the Splicer only had armor. They did not have the thing with double weapons. The trick is that Season of the Lost and Season of the Chosen, that high stat armor sucks. I don't know why, but it has a lower stat total, probably a pretty significant margin, I'd say, than the Season of the Splicer armor. I already kind of covered this last season where I kept reminding people on Twitter to be like, make sure you do your 3 focuses a week, because this is proving to be some really kind of high stat armor. And as you can see, I ended the season with a whole lot of decrypted data left, so I don't even need, it's only 150 per thing, so I don't even need to go back and run override or whatever those other missions were for data. But even if you do, that's a pretty quick farm. So the trick is not just that, like, remembering to go do this, it's combining it with something new that happened this season. So a lot of people on Twitter apparently didn't even know this existed, but there is a new slate of ghost mods. These drop with kind of your first, I don't know, dozen or 2 legendary engrams where there's a chance for these new mods to drop, and you can put them on your ghost in only this slot, where armor pieces with random stats you acquire will have a guaranteed minimum of 10 mobility, but you can insert any stat for that, and are more likely to drop with higher of that stat. So this is all armor, so like this applies to like random drops in the world, and yet this also applies to focusing. So what that means is you can put this on. So I have the discipline mod here that I did for my warlock because I'm trying to get my freaking stats up so I can spam more stasis turrets and things in trials, or use getaway artists more often. And then I went to actually focus for recovery. So I got, in this case, let me take the mod off just so it's not so confusing. I got 22 recovery at baseline from the focus and recovery, and then my minimum was plus 10 discipline. So discipline is the second highest stat, but it got all the way up to, I guess, 17. And then I put a discipline mod on top of that, and suddenly I have 87 armor. I put, I made the stasis on purpose because I don't have any stasis masterworked stuff yet, and there's going to be a lot of stasis mods that are coming, so I just wanted that. But you could put powerful friends on, and suddenly this is 107 stat armor. This is a lesser example. I still saved this one, but essentially the same thing. So this is only 62 base, so it's not like, this is like the low end usually of the Splicer focuses. So this is 22 recov, 15 discipline. Or you can just switch them. You could have put the mod in for recovery and then focused for discipline. So you can do this 3 times a week, and with the Splicer things, you are likely to get something that is really, really good and really high stat. I guess there's no reason, if you have extra time, there's no reason not to go back and do this with Chosen 2. The farming loop for Chosen sucks. You need 5 hammer charges per thing, so like actually farming this out will be pretty irritating, and again, this is likely to roll with lower stats, and yet the new focusing mods do seem like they could help you in that category, and you might still end up with some good ones here. So if you just kind of have nothing else to do, you might as well do this. You can do this for Lost too, except this armor is proving to be pretty bad. and I have been spending my focuses only on the weapons because I'm trying to get the 3 and 4 perk weapons for the god rolls there. But at the very least, I recommend you do this with, oh no, I need 10 more public events. I do this with the Splicer things. I don't know why this season alone had higher stat armor than the others, and yet I think this has to be the best way you can get focused specific stat armor in the game. The Pit of Heresy drops might be a little spikier, I guess. That's kind of the point of them. And yet it is still random. You can't pick that. And then hard mode, Vault the Glass has like the specific focus every week, but it's, it rotates a bazillion times. This is by far the most accessible and probably most profitable in terms of what you're going to get as an end result way to do this. And not everything is going to be a winner. And yet I would be surprised if you got, you can get 64, 66, 67 drops from this. Like I was getting that last season. And that was even before you could focus a second stat. So being able to focus 2 stats in already high stat armor is unlike anything else in the game right now. The other 2 seasons will not roll as high. The other sources of high stat spiky armor are not focusable in the same level. So this is something you should be doing every week if you care about kind of getting great armor sets. And remember, nothing is being sunset anymore, so there is no expiration date on this. It doesn't matter if every piece of armor you have now is Lightkin, like it really doesn't matter between transmog and no sunsetting. So I would definitely do this every week, even if that involves farming a little override. I definitely think it's worth it because this seems like something that may have flown under Bungie's radar a little bit. I don't know if they were remembering that you could combine the Ghost Focus mod with with the other focusing from last season and how good that is. So we'll see how long this lasts. Maybe it gets nerfed eventually. I don't know. But I would definitely take advantage of it while you can, because you are going to get some seriously good armor from this. And I am sad I already missed the first 2 weeks of this because I didn't really consider it. But now we have at least, presumably, 6 months of this. And then, obviously, all the seasonal stuff is going to go away when the Witch Queen hits for another fun round of content vaulting. So take advantage of this while you can, and we have what should be a large amount of time to do this. And if you're lucky, you will get a lot of great armor, and you're welcome if this is the first time you're hearing about this. Make sure you check to see if you have these ghost mods. They should have probably just randomly dropped for you by now if you've been playing any significant amount of time. There should be one for each type of stat in the game, and it's pretty easy to just slot those in. You're sacrificing probably your XP mod for that, but whatever. So anyways, good luck, and show me your drops on Twitter that you get from this. I'm very curious to see what everyone gets. Obviously, I can only do 3 a week, so it's kind of a small sample size, and yet I know how good these were last season, even without secondary focusing, so I know that there's going to be a lot of good drops from this going forward. So anyways, thanks for watching, and I will talk to you guys later. Take care.